Think all metal buildings cost the same? Think again.
The real work and cost starts way before constructions ever start.
Let's find out. Welcome back, Pack. It's Andy and Argenis here with another pricing video where we break down exactly how much the project costs and how every detail, big or small, can impact the overall price.
That's right, but it's not just about the cost. In this video, we'll break down the entire process from start to finish before the foundation gets poured and how these steps can affect your timeline and price.
Just like the project we built out there in Corsicana, there's several steps that we had to go through before we even get the steel on the ground. But in the end, it became a massive, impressive project, so make sure to stick around.
From all of us here at WolfSteel Buildings, thank you. Your support throughout the years has helped us grow, build, and serve hundreds of Texans. And now, as a huge thank you from our pack to you, we're giving away a full 30 by 40 metal building. Yes, you heard that correct. A full 30 by 40 metal building in our selective coverage areas here in Texas. This is our biggest giveaway ever, and you don't want to miss out. Enter now using the link in our bio, and of course, follow us on Facebook for all updates. This is the year to make it happen.
Before we reveal the cost of this total project, Argenis, walk us through what was the process that went into this sale.
Of course, Andy. The client requested a commercial project. He actually inquired through our website at WolfSteel Buildings. Anytime we have a commercial project here at WolfSteel Buildings, we require engineer foundation and engineer plans for the foundation to ensure everything meets code and perform as needed.
If you're planning to build a commercial structure but aren't sure where to start, check out the video. We break down the most important factors to consider when starting a commercial build.
Aside from making sure the structure is engineered, we also look into the permits. For this part, it's important to set the right expectations with our clients. Now, to confirm and clarify, we do handle permits, but for commercial projects, we do not handle permits that involve civil plans, electrical plans, plumbing. That's what we call CEMP. So anytime you require those for your requirements, we do not handle that. This is because city departments do not want multiple contractors reaching out to them and providing them information. They just want one contractor providing all that information to them.
So what made us take this project on?
Great question. So to clarify, we can indeed take commercial projects, we just don't do the permits for commercial projects that require that. So in this case, the project did not require those CEMP permits. So the permits that they did require, we were able to obtain and provide, which is engineer plans and engineer foundation.
Now that you mentioned permits, how long did it take before we secured the permits, which it did at that time?
Yeah, no, great question. The building was actually sold in November 2024, and the permit was issued and approved on June 2025.
Wow, 7 months permit process?
Yeah.
Permits can really take a toll on your timeline, depending, of course, on the city and what's all required.
It was a long process, but during this time, we had to complete the necessary requirements. An engineer building, an engineer foundation with engineer plans, and that all starts with the design, which is why we opt out for a bolt-up red iron building for this project.
Here at WolfSteel, we offer both weld-ups and bolt-ups framing for our red iron buildings. Weld-ups can be engineered or not, but 90% of the buildings that you see in the industry are usually non-engineered and are welded on site. Bolt-ups, on the other hand, they go through an extensive process. They're custom designed and fabricated specifically for the client's needs and always comes with engineer plans.
One important thing during the planning phase, we have to ensure the client is clear on the layout of the doors and windows for the placement of them. Just because if the client ever decides to make any changes, once the plans get sent to the engineers, those changes can delay the timeline and can delay the process. So we have to make sure the design and location of the doors and windows, it's 100% to what the client is looking for before they get sent to the engineers.
Absolutely. This is because the change can affect the structural integrity of the overall build, which entails recalculating the load requirements. Plus, the changes can impact your timeline and may add some additional fees, making changes to the engineering plans after completion.
After finalizing the engineer building plan, the next step is to draft the engineer foundation plan. To do this, we first need to perform a soil test, and based on those results, the foundation engineer creates a plan that meets the building requirements.
I heard we added another step, correct?
Yes, we did. Based on the initial soil test report, it was recommended to do a soil injection.
Can you explain what that is?
Absolutely, I can. A soil injection is a process where specialized solutions are injected into the ground to strengthen and stabilize the soil. This prevents issues such as soil swell and heave, which are common problems that can create and that can threat the integrity of the structure and the foundation, of course. When applied early in the project, soil injection not only adds durability to the foundation, but also helps create a smoother, more cost-effective building process from the very start.
Keep in mind, this additional step isn't always required. It depends on your soil, so make sure to factor this into your budget. Also, while you're planning for your project, these things can factor. We won't know until we see the ground or test it. All right, let's switch this thing around. I know the viewers are more curious about what the total cost of this massive commercial storage building in Corsicana. So Argenis, what's the overall price for this 60 by 120 red iron bolt-up metal building?
A new project can be tedious. Finding the correct contractor for your concrete, building, insulation, etc. It's a lot. We know. We've seen it from various customers, which is why we've combined everything in one place just for you. We handle everything for you to make sure you have your building your way. We do tubular and red iron metal buildings, bolt-ups to weld-ups, concrete, site preparation, demolition work, polished concrete, polyura, or concrete coatings, permitting assistance to make sure you are clear with the city and HOA, various insulation options like spray foam, fiberglass, and solar reflective insulation. Gutter system, custom accessories to stand out against your neighbor, custom overhead and roll-up doors, cedar posts or encasements, various service door options or windows to match your aesthetics, mezzanines or balconies available for bolt-ups to give you that additional vertical space. Electrical is in the beta and available close to our office here in Fort Worth, Texas. Limited landscaping options and masonry to match your home or get that HOA approval. Everything you need in one place. Whether you're a business owner needing warehouse space or a car enthusiast needing a garage or just anyone looking for a strong custom metal building, we've got you covered. Our clients choose not because we're the cheapest, but because of what we stand for. Keep in mind, we do not service outside of our service areas. We do not provide just materials or just metal building kits. We don't just do concrete or spray foam. We do full turnkey Texas metal building projects. If you fall within our service area, contact us today. If not, I hope our channel can help you with your metal building project.
All right, let's get it. The overall cost for this project is $354, $382, and 90 cents. This includes the building, the concrete, the accessories, labor, sales tax, equipment, and deliver. Your project may cost more or less depending on your needs. So it's always best to discuss the details with your salesperson, which hopefully is either me or Andy.
This is only valid for 5 days after posting this video. Price may vary, again, depending on your location. Now let's break down the amount. How much was the cost for just the building alone?
First, the building cost alone was $230, $199, and 90 cents, which includes a 60 feet wide, 120 feet long, 20 feet tall at the eaves, bolt-up red iron building. It comes with a 312 roof pitch, that's 26 gauge PVR panels, gallery blue color, engineered building plans, structure upgrades. These are reinforcements that may not be needed and they're not standard. It's usually needed on per case scenario. But what was added on this project was an added wind columns to handle both vertical loads and horizontal wind. We also added wind cables for the wind pressures of the structure. The great thing about a bolt-up red iron building is that they're engineered to meet your requirements and your local code 100%, whether it's for permits or structure integrity. However, keep in mind that it's what is on this building does not mean that your building will need these extra add-ons.
Next, on the concrete, because our client's foundation is highly custom and based on the engineer plans. This exact price can vary depending on the soil conditions, for example, the soil test if it's needed or not. Some of the recommendations based on his soil can be deeper footings or more concrete piers.
However, to give you a general idea, a 60 by 120 foundation with a 6-inch thickness concrete typically starts at $100,000. To be exact, $101,881. This includes the foundation, notch edge detail around the building, a vapor barrier, perimeter footings, and internal cross beams for structural support.
We typically recommend 6-inch slab if you're housing larger equipment. If you plan to install car lifts, it's important to follow the manufacturer's specifications as each make and model has its own concrete requirements. That said, if you choose to go with the 4-inch standard 4-inch slab, the total cost would be $86,761.
And you know, that's a very small detail going from a 6-inch to a 4-inch, but that already saves around $15,000. It just gives you an example of how things can affect your pricing so drastically from start to finish.
These videos are great to get ideas of pricing, but ultimately, we always say we work with the numbers you have in mind. So it depends on your pricing, depends on your budgeting, can also affect everything. So typically when you call us, give us a call, definitely let us know exactly what you plan to build, what you plan to add, because that can change for example, the 6-inch to a 4-inch slab.
Please keep in mind that pricing reflects standard concrete work only. The final cost may vary depending on your land's condition, your site prep, which is typically determined during a site visit. For this reason, site prep costs cannot be provided up front.
Speaking of site preparation, for this client, we also handled demolition to remove existing approach that he had, and then as well as make way for the new structure.
Correct, yeah, that is correct. Here at WolfSteel Buildings, we also offer demolition services, but this is only available if you have a building, if you get a building with us. For his accessories, our client added 2 12 by 14 insulated garage doors, 2 36 by 84 insulated metal walk-in doors for easy access to his building. We also installed gutters and downspouts, which help manage water away from his building. So those those accessories right there cost about $22,302. It's the cost for the gutters and everything else, the downspouts and everything. Also, opting for or choosing overhead doors, insulated overhead doors instead of roll-up doors, it is a smart first step if you're planning on insulating your metal building. It sets up for a better energy efficient structure and ensures that the building can handle insulation upgrades without changing it later on in the future. Keep in mind, every project is different. Your costs may vary depending on the size, the location, the soil, the condition, the amount of doors and windows you decide to, all the customization levels we offer. That's why working closely with your salesperson and planning the whole project from start to finish is key.
We hope this breakdown gives you a clear picture of what goes on into a metal building project and why every detail matters.
If you're actually right now planning your own project, make sure to account for engineering, for permits, for foundation, requirements, and any additional features and early on so your budget and timeline stay on track. Or just feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than glad to assist you.
This wraps up the 60 by 120 20 feet tall red iron bolt-up building. Argenis, what did you think of the project?
Okay, now from start to finish, this was such a pleasure. I think it was actually one of my first commercial projects.
Wow.
With that being said, it was definitely a pressure. I absolutely loved it from start to finish. It was a very long process, but it was 100% worth it. As you guys can see on this video, this building came out extremely well. And honestly, good things have time. You know, they take their time. You cannot rush beautiful.
Thanks for watching, Pack. Like, share, and subscribe.
And please make sure to follow us on all our social medias, such as TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
We'll see you in the next one.
Pack! Stay up to date with everything we're up to by checking out our social media. You can find us at WolfSteel Buildings for behind the scenes actions. We share our latest projects, updates on what the team is working on, and all the exciting progress happening in real time. Don't miss out on the action and give us a follow. Every car guy's got a dream, and this Fort Worth Metal Garage is that dream come to life.
Clean cars, clean design, clean colors. This one has it all. Let's show you around.